Hi everyone. It's Tuesday, 23 minutes past 5. Cheers. Not going to the pub tonight. I haven't done the updates on the gearbox, mainly because there haven't really been any. I will show you in a second. Well, there have been things happening, but I haven't filmed them as part of the series, you know, for a couple of reasons, but not because I didn't want to. So, yeah, so it's all been sort of happening. At the moment, I'm just checking my Flash player on my computer and Java as well. So I'm going to say now, thank you, John Jevchance. I think you got a point there. I think that's exactly what's happened. My my Java or Flash player is out of date. That could be the only reason. If everybody else's is working, then that's the only reason, isn't it? It's got to be. So I'm just checking that out. Let me just give you a quick look here. You'll notice that that cluster on the main shaft is now on. I was going to do a video of putting this back on, putting it all together, but I needed to. I took it over the garage and asked the lads in the workshop if they had a pair of pliers that would get the circlip on, and I took this with me with the third gear on and the second gear on, because they're the only two that are actually fixed. And they just had a quick look, and within a few seconds the bloody clip was on. So I brought it back here, and all the rest, just that slides on and that does, and obviously that does. So there's, you saw how it came apart, it goes back exactly the same way. Also today, God dear, I've battled today. That bearing in there would not come out, really wouldn't. So I don't know whether I mentioned it yesterday, but I purchased a tool on eBay, an internal bearing puller. Well, that just demolished the rollers, took all the rollers out and left the casing of the bearing in the bloody shaft. So, and you know what bearing cases are like, they're so hard. So I painstakingly, well, basically just dremeled the damn casing out until it split and fell apart. So that was a right bugger. That bearing there, I don't know where the old one's gone now, but I took the old one off of there, and again I had to take it over the garage, and because they've got a 20-ton press there, I took it off. I took this bearing and put it in, and I also put that one in. So I didn't do a video on that, but yeah, you do need a press to get this out, and to get the new one on, and you need a press to get that in. I mean, I'm guessing you're probably good, if you're quite accurate, you could tap it in with a shaft or something, but yeah, I didn't. So those two bits are done. Also, I've been sort of, we got these new thrust washers, those two, for the counter shaft, and you know, that one there was, it was about, I don't know, 0.25 millimeters too big. So I've been struggling to try and make this fit with enough end float specified. It's still a bit tight. I need to take a bit more off of that, but I've actually been sanding the back end of this, putting it in the lathe with a block, a steel block, and a piece of sandpaper on it, and it is actually taking it down. It's just very long-winded. So I'm not going to video me putting this in, taking it out, putting it in, taking it out all the time, because it's just a waste. So you'll see the end result when it's in there, but those sort of things could just take up hours on a video and not really show anything different, you know. So yeah, it's been a bit like that today. So the ease of doing the job has changed slightly. So I thought it was going a bit too easy anyway, so really this doesn't surprise me, and it certainly doesn't bother me, because otherwise if it was that bloody easy everybody would do it. So there are these things that are a challenge that we have to get over, so that's what I shall do. But when the finale comes and everything's on there, then you will see the sort of video of reassembly. Also, I've got to put a bearing on, can you see that there? It's one of those big bearings like this one. It's got to go on this shaft here, but it can't go in until this cluster is actually in the gearbox, so you can't even press that on. So I'm just hoping I'm going to be able to get a steel tube over the top of it and tap it in with a hammer. I think that's about the only thing you can do. So I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue, but we'll have to wait and see on that anyway. So, but that's the final challenge of this particular part of it all. So yeah, I haven't done a lot of catching up on videos. I watched a few this morning, but I do need to go through them and, you know, put my comments down. I did see John Kerry's update, and yeah, that kind of pisses you off, doesn't it, really? But yeah, let's just hope it goes all right, John. Yeah. Better to be right than wrong, eh? So other than that, I don't really have a lot else to report. This is the front end of the gearbox in the bell housing bit. I put an oil seal in there, and I put some paint on that bit there. Obviously not on that face or this tubey bit, because that's where the thrust, oh, what do they call it? The release bearing goes. So that was another little job, and a little bit of paint on that, which is the counter shaft lockout plate. And also I powder coated, see, on the chassis, excuse me, quite tastes good tonight. On the chassis we've got there's three pipes that run along the inside of the chassis, and I was going to use those plastic clips, which I'm not happy about, as I said before. So I found the old ones on the old chassis, and these hold the fuel line, the brake line, and the return fuel line. So I thought I'd powder coat them, which I have done. Is that going to focus or what? Focus. Doesn't like it, does it? Can you see that? Anyway, I was hoping that would show up all nice, and it's not going to focus, is it? Stupid camera. So anyway, I've done them, and I didn't do the inside of this, but I did the outside of the gear lever thingamy bob. I don't even know what you'd call that. Just a light coat, just to protect it, make it look a bit prettier. So yeah, that's all that's really been happening. Needless to say, there's been a lot of struggling, swearing, and cutting fingers and things doing this gearbox, this stage of it. But it's been enjoyable. I can't remember who I said it to, but if it's you know, if it's easy, then there's no challenge, is there? So I don't mind. It will work in the end of the day. It's just obviously not having all the kit to just do it just like that makes it a little bit more tricky, but that's no big deal. I'm not bothered by that at all. Yeah, so we're sort of getting there really, and then get back on the body, and well, I've got to fit the brake line, fuel line, and all that on the chassis, and do a few little extra bits on there. The clutch is in the engine now. That was another little task that was done while I had the I don't know whether I've already told you this, but I don't have a clutch alignment tool, so while this input shaft was out I used that as a tool, and it works. So yeah, it's all happening. It's very enjoyable. I felt a bit bad not doing any videos on this gearbox, but like I say, there isn't any point when I'm just taking things out and putting them back in, and taking them out and putting them back in. It just ends up being a bit dull, doesn't it? So, but I do want to carry on the series until the end of this, so stay tuned, as they say. They look nice there, all shiny and silver. Yeah, you like that? So that's it really. The weather's not been too bad today. The sun has been out. We've got a little bit of high cloud over there, look. I sound like a weatherman now, don't I? There's a little bit of high cloud there. Oh. And we are due for some more thunderstorms, but I don't think we're going to get them, not judging by that cloud. And also, I did go to the pub last night, and a few of the lads in the pub want to go to the likes of Pete will know this, Great Yarmouth for the day. Great Yarmouth is a classic British seaside resort, if you like. It's really naff there, but yeah, I said I'll go maybe one day next week, have a day out, go on the bus from here to Great Yarmouth, a couple of beers, play in the amusement arcades, and then come back and go in the pub. The woman with the car that I told you about, where she wanted it done for nothing, I did express my opinions on the fact that it could have a bent chassis, or it could, the crumple zone could be damaged slightly. She didn't like that at all. In fact, she's not talking to me now, and she's changed her phone number on her mobile phone and not given me the number. So I don't know what her problem is, but at least I don't have to do it, I suppose. So I found that slightly amusing, because I was only actually trying to help her out, but I think she took it the wrong way, but that's her problem, isn't it? Anyway, I'm yakking now. Hope everybody's alright. Darren, I haven't seen any videos either today or yesterday, but I'm sure we'll see one soon, I hope. It was very good to talk to you on Mumble on Sunday. Well, for me it was late afternoon. Well, no, it was 10 o'clock-ish, wasn't it? It was really good to talk to you then. And Big J, Jerry, who was also in there, and I think Fatster Cat was in there as well. I can't remember. But it was, yeah, a good chat, and I really enjoyed that. So I was going to phone you, but nothing much. I haven't really had the need to badger you with questions, so I didn't want to hound you anyway. But yeah, I might go on Mumble tonight. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. See how long it takes to upload this video, and see if I can sort my video editor out. But I may pop in there, and if anybody's in, then have a little chat, because I'm not going to the pub, so I should be sober. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to report. This is now 14 minutes long. I can't believe I've yacked this for that amount of time about sod all. So I shall go and upload this, have something to eat, but it's still a bit early. Have something to eat, and then yeah, and then that really. I may even go on the Xbox. I know it's sad, but I am quite addicted to Grand Theft Auto 4. So if anybody wants to play with me, if you know what I mean, on the Xbox, then send me a PM or something, and I'll give you my username on there, and and I'll shoot you. So that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm going to call it a day now. It's now 15 minutes long, so I've really got to go. Another quick loving look at the nice casing there before we go. Let's just zoom in. There you go. Right guys, I'll catch you later.